Next question.
My question concerns a topic which is in the news very much at the moment, of a woman called Terri Schiavo in Florida who has been kept alive for the last 15 years. And my question is, that's really an artifact of science and medicine, and it seems that it's against the course of nature. Can you comment on what's the right path forward? Thank you.
That's a nice question. My personal feeling is science can be used to keep people alive. And next question immediately comes in our mind is, she is suffering, why should we not let her die? Am I right? This is what we want. After all, she is suffering. Why not let us leave? Let us allow her to die. See, from my own experience, I can answer this. Whenever people die, it is not that their suffering is reduced. You may not be aware of their suffering, but the suffering is same. For example, if she is undergoing a birth and death cycle, if she is supposed to die in the age of 100, and if she dies in the age of 40 or 50, so naturally, it is not that she is going to be peaceful. You may not know her pain after she dies, but consciously the pain is going to be there. So if we keep her alive, there is a chance she may come back. She may become normal. She may become healthy. So from my view, accept science helping the people to extend their life, or keeping people alive through science. So there is a possibility they can always come back. There are cases even after 10 years they have come back. After 10 years of coma stage, people have come back. There are cases, there are records. So keeping them is no way wrong according to my feeling. Thank you. Here is a question. Would you please explain Papa and Punya means sin and merit in terms of old religious thinking and modern life and living? Scientific explanation. Let me answer this question first. Would you please explain Papa and Punya in terms of old religious thinking and modern life and living? In terms of old religious thinking, it is just based on greed and fear. If you do this, you will be given heaven. If you don't do it, you will be given hell. It is just the concept of greed and fear. The hell and heaven are nothing but expansions of your fear and greed. In the old religious thinking way, it is based on fear and greed. According to me, you don't go to hell after doing sin. You do sins because you are in hell. You do something wrong, you behave violently because you are not at ease with yourself. A man who is relaxed, who is happy, blissful, will never hurt others. The man who is connected with himself will never hurt others. If you hurt others, if you disturb others, be very clear, you are not here, you are already in hell. So you do sins because you are in hell. Not that you will do sins and go to hell. No. So be very clear. Same way, you don't do good things and go to heaven. No. If you are in heaven, you do good things. If you have a peaceful mind, if you have blissful mind, if you are totally happy with yourself, only then you can do something good. Here I wanted to say one more word. If you do the so-called good deed of something like punya, what society says as good, without a good mind, without a happy mood, even that will have only difficulty. For example, if you try to do some charity, without you feeling ecstatic or happy about it, you will try to expect your name and create all possible problems to the people who receive from you. I have seen in India, people donate one small tube light to a temple, and in the temple, in the tube light, they will write so many black letter words. Ramanathan's son Somanathan donated this light to this temple in memory of his wife Rasamanikam and date Rasamani. The moment you switch on the switch, only black lines will be seen on the wall. Even when you do charity without feeling blissful, you will be only hurting others. You will be only violating others. I have seen many people, the so-called charitable institutions, they create trouble just because they want to serve. They support all causes which creates trouble. They support all possible way, the roots of trouble, and then they go on serve. They create all the situations to have more orphans on the planet Earth. Then they go on build orphanage homes. I have seen that becomes a vested interest. That becomes their job. If there is nobody to care, whom will they care? They want orphans to take care. So with ego or without having a deep ecstasy or bliss inside your being, even your charitable activities will cause problems and difficulties to others. With a proper understanding, if you feel in tune with yourself, whatever you do will be punya or merit. So, in the early times, the sin or the merit is based on the quantity. Now it is based on the quality. What is the quality of your life? That only is going to prove or speak whether you are doing sin or merit. So understand, if you are living blissfully, whatever you do will be punya, merit. If you are living with a suffering or in hell, whatever you do will be only papa or sin. Because directly or indirectly, you will create hell for yourself and others. What you have inside only you will radiate. Understand? You will radiate only what you have. You can't radiate what you don't have. So papa or punya is only the quality of your state, the quality of your mind. The sin or the merit does not depend on the status of your being. It depends on the state of your being. It depends on the state of your being. Here is a question, Swamiji, going back to the question of Florida woman who is being kept alive. You talked about cycle of birth and death, but in some countries people do not believe in rebirth. Please comment. Whether you believe it or not, truth is truth. Whether you believe it or not, truth is truth. When the question is put to me, I have to answer only based on what I know as truth, what I experienced as a truth. So, I do not know about others' belief. Thank you. Here is one more beautiful question, very challenging question. How do you know that cosmic intelligence you are downloading is not infected with virus? Is not a product of your own mind? Nice question. When you download something and you apply it in your life, if it works out, then even if it is having virus or not, why do you bother? If it does not work out, even if it does not have virus, it is going to harm you. Whatever I downloaded, not only I am working out in my life, at least I can say more than 1 million people are working out in their life in last 2 years. It is always working. And the only effect created is bliss and healing. Bliss and healing. So this itself, according to me, is a solid proof of it is not with virus. If something can create, if some virus can create bliss in 1 million people, the virus is welcome, it can't be considered anymore as a virus. If something can cause bliss in so many millions of people, you can't consider that as a virus. In the early time, they were thinking all bacteria are wrong. Now they are coming up with a new theory. It is not all bacteria are wrong. It is not all viruses are wrong. Do you know? Now they are coming with a theory. There are many viruses, many bacteria which helps your body's function, which helps the smooth function of your body. It helps for your health and well-being. So, from the experiences of millions of people, we are able to conclude the intelligence which I am downloading is without any wrong virus. And whatever is a part of it is only helping the people. So based on this, we can come to a clear conclusion. I always say, science is a woman who has attained puberty, who has not become mother. Applied science is a mother. See, when a woman becomes a mother, she achieves a fulfillment. She becomes a full being, a total being. Same way, when the science becomes applied science, it reaches its peak. It has achieved its fulfillment. So, the science which I am downloading, now it has become applied science. It has reached its fulfillment. So, based on that fulfillment and experiences, we can say for sure it does not have any virus which creates any trouble for people. And not only that, there are some firewalls. There are some firewalls which takes care of the virus. So I can be sure I can have a small information bar. If it creates bliss in you, you don't have to bother what it does or what it is. So I can be sure of what I am downloading. Thank you.
What I was trying to say, Swamiji, when you were saying right in the beginning, the cosmic intelligence can be downloaded. Your own mind have thoughts. How do you differentiate whether you are downloading the cosmic intelligence
or your own mind?
Own thinking?
Oh, that's a nice question. How do you know whether you are downloading from cosmic intelligence or your own mind? As far as you concerned, you will always have the confusion. You see, when a person downloads from cosmic intelligence, he will not have this confusion. As long as we have the confusion, whether it is my own mind thinking or downloading from cosmic intelligence, be very clear, it is your own mind's thinking. When you download from cosmic intelligence, this question will simply disappear. And the next thing, whatever is not fed inside your being through the senses will also happen in you. Only then you will be able to understand it is happening from cosmic intelligence. For example, the information which is not sent to you, fed inside through your senses. The senses are the doors through which the information goes in. That is the way through which we collect data. Suddenly, sometime you start releasing or delivering a product, giving out a data, giving things which is not fed through these five senses. So naturally you have to agree, now it is coming from some other source, from some other plane which is not your mind, which cannot be classified or set as your mind. That plane is what I call cosmic intelligence. Tomal is able to understand? Sort of. Can you, if you can articulate your question little more way, or in a little more cornering way, I will be able to come up with a little more answer. I can throw a little more light on that question.
When you meditate after a while, there are no thoughts. You are somewhere on the top. At that time, you have some thinking. That thinking is not your thinking really, because you had to stop thinking long before that. But you have been thinking all your life. Now it's kind of difficult to differentiate whether the thinking you are having now is an old thinking somehow cropped up, because we are not at your stage on it. We are beginner. So for a beginner, it's kind of very confusing and difficult.
Now, it's a nice question.
So that's what
Nice
I'm trying to
question.
ask.
See, actually, when cosmic intelligence descends on you, it never descends, it never happens to you in the form of thinking. As long as it happens to you in the form of thinking, be very clear, it is a pop-up. It is a pop-up, which is fed some time ago. It is not cosmic intelligence. It is just which happens to you, which comes up maybe fed 10 years ago, 20 years ago. When cosmic intelligence happens to you, it never happens to you in the form of thinking, it happens to you in the form of energy. And it gets translated when you start verbalizing it. It's like a lump of energy happens to you. When you start verbalizing, that expresses itself in the new form. You get a clarity to look into the thoughts, not the thoughts itself. You are able to understand what I say? If you are getting only the thoughts in the meditation, be very clear, it is not cosmic intelligence. If you are getting energy or a pure clarity with which you are able to analyze the thoughts which you are having already, it's like you will have a torch, not the map. If you are getting maps, please very clear, it is from mind. It is a pop-up. If you are getting torch or a pure light or a pure bliss or a peace or a total silence, then be very clear, you are having cosmic intelligence. When you have that pure silence, the moment you come down from meditation, again start thinking, you will start thinking in a totally new dimension. You will start expressing in a totally new dimension. That is the expression of cosmic intelligence. But the experience of cosmic intelligence itself happens only as a thoughtless silence or a thoughtless awareness or thoughtless bliss, not as thoughts. As an expression, it can come up in the way of form of thoughts. When after experiencing, when you speak about it, it can come in the form of thoughts. But by itself, it is not a thought.